Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the one chord blues, how you can use one chord shape and one lick to go up and down the guitar and sound pretty cool. Alright, so these are the types of lessons I love because they're easy, simple, most people can do them, and they sound pretty cool, I think anyway. So we're going to get right into it. Before we do, I just want to mention about my free live masterclass that I'm having at the end of this month on the 28th of January. It's Sunday at 12 PM EST. Alright, and I'm going to be talking about how you break through from the beginner guitarist phase to the creative musician phase, where you can pick up the guitar and just play. You don't need to copy songs anymore. You're able to just pick up the guitar and express yourself, which for me is a joy, and I want to share that with you. So if you fancy that, just click the link in the description and I'll see you there. Otherwise, let's just get on with the lesson. The chord we need to know, one chord, is an E chord. Glorious E. Now, when we're playing a blues, generally we play a 1-4-5 progression, which means we use 3 chords. And in this case, if we're playing in the key of E, we would have E, A, and a B. Alright? Now, we can actually do that in the key of E by moving this same shape along the fretboard. So I could take this E shape and move it to the 6th and 7th fret, and I would have an A chord. I know about people getting mixed up with my E's and A's. I do. I look at myself and I don't know if I'm saying E or A, so you guys are screwed basically. But an A chord using the E shape, and basically it's an A triad, okay? And we're still playing those open strings. Sounds pretty cool on the acoustic, I think. And then you move that same shape to 8 and 9, and that becomes a B triad with those open E strings. Alright? And that means we can create a cool little progression using that. So, it doesn't sound too bluesy like this, right? It sounds very happy in major. So, that's alright, because what we're going to do is we're going to add in some cool major blues licks. One lick in particular, really, to make it all sound a little bit better. So, I'm just going to break through the progression. We're going to do this at first, okay? We're going to hammer into that E chord like that. So basically the open strings hammer on with the E like that. A little upstroke, then a slap. Now when you upstroke, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but you don't need to get all the strings. Generally just the bottom half, right? Like that. And then after we do that, we've got to do this little lick. Alright, we're going to hammer on between 2 and 4, and then 2 on the A string. 2 and 4 on the E, then 2 on the A. This is just a little major pentatonic lick. You've got these notes all the time when you're playing with that E shape. And it'd be the same thing over here. The same shape. Alright, the same scale. So the scale always follows the chord shape. Alright, so E. Then I'm going to play the A chord using the E shape. Right, in the 6th and 7th fret. Again, down, up, slap. And I'm going to play the exact same lick over here. So 7 to 9 it would be. And then 7 on the A string. 7 to 9 on the E. 7 to 9 on the E. 7 on the A. Alright? Actually, we'll play it twice in each chord, right? Make it interesting. Alright, now, we're going to change it up a little bit when we get to our B. We're basically going to do a little turnaround lick. Alright, we're going to do the same thing. We're on 8 and 9. Down, up, slap. Alright, I'm going to do this. Hammer on between 9 and 11. 9 on the A. Take my third finger back up to 11 and slide down to 9. And then 7. Alright? So, alright? Sometimes I use these fingers when I'm playing E or this, depending on where my fingers are. So don't get confused with that. You can use whatever fingers you like. Use your toes if you want. good idea, actually. And then when we come back to the A chord, right? So we're going to do E, A, B, and then I'm going to do the same thing in A, and then back to the E chord. Alright, that's basically it. Alright, so you can mess around with that and do your own thing with it. Play the chords a different amount of times, go between one chord and the other. Again, the world's your oyster when it comes to this. Alright, you're just taking that shape and that scale and messing around with it. Alright, so I hope you had some insight with there. I hope you enjoyed that. Just a quickie today. Again, I'd love to see you at my masterclass at the end of this month. Links in the description. Or if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you can all like the video as well, just get that out the road. So thank you very much. Take it easy. And I'll see you soon.